All right, MMA Maniacs, it's time once again for your weekly MMA podcast called Split Decision, brought to you from the Ruloff Family Inc. studios. Happy New Year, by the way. Sorry we missed the show last week. I was out of town, so that's kind of my fault. I suck, I know. Oh, well. But here we are. We're going to recap last week anyway. We're going to recap last week. Of course, we had UFC 207, which was a big one. Lots of news to go over this week as well. We don't have another pay-per-view until next month, February 11th, but we do have some Ultimate Fight Nights that are going to be coming up over the next couple weeks that we will also get into as we get closer. Big thanks to our sponsors, StrongboardBalance.com. Change the way you work out. Get on board, StrongboardBalance.com. Check out their Instagram if you want, StrongboardBalance there. Try to win one if you want. Dodge is using it for physical therapy. I'm trying to not fall off when I'm drunk. Dennis is still doing his core workouts.
Yep.
He just gave us a free show, too.
Yeah, it was awesome. It's working out well for him.
Yeah.
My table muscle's getting bigger, so I'm doing okay, too. Also, mymmanews.com for breaking news. We do this once a week. They do it 24/7, so if you want to keep up, make sure you check them out, mymmanews.com. Find us online at splitdecisionmma.com. Facebook is Split Decision MMA Podcast. On Twitter and Instagram, SD_MMA. And, of course, anywhere podcasts are broadcast. With that being said and done, people are Dodge here going to break you off some MMA knowledge as we jump into Cagebound Fight Championship.
That's going down this Saturday?
Tomorrow.
Mañana, right here in Modesto, Central
January
Valley.
7th. Modesto Century Plaza.
Yes, the Modesto Center Plaza. Is it Century or Center?
Whatever.
All right, cool.
As I looked it up, Century means center.
Okay, perfect.
Good to know.
So we got some fights that are going on here. Tickets are still available. You'll be able to get them at the door. Your main events are Trey's versus Saunders and Pryor versus Gilly. And there's lots of fights on this card.
Yeah, there's, I want to say
14?
14?
Page keeps refreshing, so we're having a hard time keeping up with it.
15. 15 fights on the
15
card.
bouts.
Yeah. And
including Eddie Smith, who apparently is fighting for his freedom. Or apparently a parole reduction. One of the two. I don't know. Just messing with you, man. Your picture looks like a mugshot. I'm being serious there. So make sure you check it out. It is a Cagebound Fight Championship, again, happening in Modesto at the Modesto Center Plaza, Saturday, January 7th. Also, if you're looking for some submission stuff up in Sacramento, Submission Underground's going on. And that could be potentially cool. It's like Submission Underground that Chael Sonnen does. Yeah, and this is called Pro Submission Tour. So Chael Sonnen does Submission Underground. This is called Submission Pro Tour up in Sacramento, if you're looking. Misha Cupcake Tate got beat up by her surgeon over the weekend.
she apparently said she fixed her broken septum.
Oh.
I never really noticed too much, I guess, other than it looked like she got hit with a shovel.
Well, yeah, she definitely had like a bump on her nose. Whatever happens. Was it a deviated septum or...
Just said curvy septum.
Fixed her curvy septum. Interested to see what it'll look like when it's all said and done. She get her lips done too, because I saw her lips had a bandage as well.
I think it was just bleeding from the...
Is that what it was? I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know. We'll find out.
I mean, what I'm saying is if you're going to go in to get some plastic surgery done, might as well just get it all done.
Get it all at once.
One-stop shop.
One-stop shop. That's what I'm saying. Just do me a favor, put some of that collagen and silicone everywhere you can. Find spots for it. Pump it in there, and then we'll smooth it out later. It's all good.
It's all good. So we talked about the new unified rules that are coming to MMA starting this year. Mm-hmm. However, kind of spoke a little too soon. I guess it's going to be... They're not across the board.
Okay.
So there are some athletic commissions, like the New Jersey Athletic Commission, who have voted no with their own explanations. Mississippi voted not present. There was nobody there from Tennessee.
We're not here.
They voted. Tennessee was absent because they don't have
not here either.
They don't have an athletic commission anymore. So I guess it's not 100% again across the board. They're going to be going and looking into it. Brazil basically said that they would be looking into it and they will decide later. Texas won't vote until March. Let's see who else. Colorado, Maryland, Missouri, New Jersey, Ohio, Virginia, and South Dakota all voted no, so they will not be adopting the new rules. Nevada says that they will possibly be starting the new rules and voting this month. So it's kind of interesting that it's all...
Do these new rules have anything to do with the Big John McCarthy knees to a grounded opponent debacle that happened over the last couple of weeks?
Which ones?
Apparently there was somebody...
Oh, so that was at the fight, yeah, UFC 207, which we'll get to, yeah.
Okay, so were these rules, was John McCarthy acting on the new rules?
I don't think he was the referee. Was he the referee in that fight?
Well, when Joe was talking to the guys after the fight, he was the one who was reacting to his decision to stop the fight because of the knees.
Yeah, and I think, there was just some misunderstanding about when the rules started and what constitutes as a grounded fighter. We'll get to that when we get to the fight, so we'll get to that. But just to let you know that, again, some places are not adapting.
Sounds
the
like a
rules.
lot of places
We
are not
need.
adapting
I
them.
think we definitely need them to be able to figure out something that is a unified rule. Hopefully, they'll all adopt it in the long run.
Well, if not everybody adopts it, then it's not a unified rule, right?
Right. So we'll see what ends up happening with those. Right before Christmas, Josh Barnett failed an out-of-competition test. USADA informed him that his potential anti-doping violation due to an out-of-competition test he took December 9th. So I don't know what's going to happen with Barnett. He has a history.
Never would have seen this coming.
Has a history
Ever.
of failing tests. He did, he got a warning after he failed his test back in 2001, was it?
Didn't he get a warning like when he came into the UFC initially?
I believe so. Yeah. I mean, he lost his he was stripped of his belt when he back in 2001 when he lost when he won the championship belt. He was stripped of his belt after he failed his test.
Yeah.
7 years later, 2009, he was supposed to fight Fedor. California Athletic Commission pulled him from the fight because he failed the test.
I mean, there were issues with him after Pride dissolved, with him even coming over into the UFC.
Even coming into the United States and being able to fight because of his
tests.
history. Yeah. So we'll see what ends up happening. Nevada State Athletic Commission has decided to dismiss Jake Ellenberger's appeal for the foot wedging that happened in his last fight. That sucks for Ellenberger, man.
It really does, man.
And, I mean, it's very unfortunate, too, because you have, like, Herb Dean, who was like, can I call timeout because his foot's stuck? No. Well, then I have to stop the fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, a lot of us were wondering, what happens if, you let his foot get stuck in there, and then he gets beat up because his foot's stuck there.
Right.
Is that a legitimate win
for the other guy?
For the other guy.
I don't know.
And Herb Dean obviously had the guy's best interest in mind, was trying to keep the fight fair.
He called a timeout. Like, I'm allowed to call a timeout, right? No. Well, okay.
Which is just weird to me. You would think that the person in the cage would be allowed to call a timeout if there's some kind of cage malfunction.
He said equipment failure.
Yeah.
But, again, this whole thing is, and he said, right now, the executive director, Bob Bennett, said there's no provision in the Nevada State Athletic Commission that prevents referees from calling a timeout to consult with other officials prior to rendering a decision. But it also does not include a provision that requires continuation of contests in such circumstances.
Hypothetically, if I'm sitting close enough to the cage to where I could like launch an open box of thumbtacks into the cage while they're fighting.
Yeah.
Neither fighter's fault. Obviously, it's an issue that has to be addressed by the ref.
Yep.
Can they then call a timeout?
There's nothing that's in the athletic commission that says that they can hold that.
Can they resume the fight afterwards?
I don't know. Depends. Does one fighter go down?
Nobody do that, by the way. That makes you a child.
Does one fighter go down?
Yeah,
what do we refer that to? They call that the actual
unable to continue?
Cage gutter, right?
I guess.
Cage gutter, yeah.
The cage wedge.
Cage wedge. Cage gutter.
Just someone walking around on thumbtacks falls over like in WWE thumbtack match, all up in their backs and feet.
Yeah,
you got to keep fighting.
They kept going.
Keep going.
We can't sweep them out. Just sweep them over into the drainage ditch over there.
Put them in the gutter.
The gutter.
Into the cage gutter, yeah.
Cage gutter, name of the band.
Perfect. Somebody copyright that shit right now.
Allegedly, according to Joe Rogan, he has heard that the UFC offered Nick Diaz a rematch with Robbie Lawler, and he turned it down.
Supposedly, he's looking for a money fight or a title fight.
A money fight or a title fight. And according to Rogan, he even asked Dana White, like, hey, don't you want to see him fight Woodley? Like, dude, Nick Diaz versus Woodley would be a great fight. Woodley's asking for it. Nick wants it. And he's like, yeah, but he hasn't fought.
In like 2 years.
And he's coming off of a loss. He hasn't won since 2011. No, I can't fucking do that. But I think that's what people want to see.
Is he coming off of a loss or a no contest?
I think it'd be a no contest. Yeah.
Still hasn't won since 2011, but that's because he hasn't really fought since 2011, except for the no contest.
Yeah.
Right.
However, Joe Rogan has been now saying that he would like to see him fight Conor McGregor at 170. You know, little brother got beat, big brother's got to walk in. It's a great story. And it makes money sense.
Does Nate want to fight?
Makes money sense, but it doesn't give a shit about titles and doesn't give a shit, anything else.
Is Nate going to fight at 170 though? I mean, he's done how many times? We looked it up, like twice.
No, it's saying Nick. Nick should fight Conor McGregor.
No, that's what I meant. Nick come in to fight at 170.
He always fights at 170.
But he fought at 185.
No, we already been
having
through
deja
this.
vu,
His
man.
last couple fights were at a catch weight between 170 and
that's
185
right.
or 185, but most of his fights
Most of his fights are 170.
That's right. Now I remember.
Whereas His brother Nate was the other way around.
So
He
let me get
usually
straight.
fights at 150.
155.
Has fought a couple times. At
So if
170.
Nate, the smaller brother, was 8 times the size of McGregor,
right?
how many times bigger is Nick? At least
16.
10? 16. 16 hands. What do you get?
Nick's going to
16.
ball him up.
16 times. We talked about this, that Mark Hunt is going to be fighting Alistair Overeem for his next fight. He says he feels forced into this fight, that he has no other choice. He says that, that he basically... He's got to take the fight, otherwise his family's not gonna eat. He says, I've gone through all the doors, they're closed. It's not like I can go anywhere else. Ages ago, I was ready to walk away, but they didn't want me to walk away. At the end of the day, I'm stuck to my word. I have no option. I'm in a contract I can't get out of. So he's saying he's kind of forced. He's already said, I've already turned down other fights. I've missed out on a couple $1 million. Now I need to fight, basically, to start paying bills.
He's 42 years old.
So there's other things that they were talking about, how he was trying to possibly sue Brock Lesnar over the loss. And it's now a no contest, but over the fact that he was on PEDs. However, because in previous interviews he said, I don't care if he's on PEDs, I'm still going to fight him and hit him with my fists, he kind of shot himself in the foot.
Which is why now he's saying preemptively, I don't want this fight if he's going to be on steroids. I want to make sure there's a contract clause that says that he can't be on it. And now, possibly, if he fights Overeem and Overeem pops, he could sue him personally, but he can't do anything about the UFC's end of it. Where do you sue somebody for that? If you're from New Zealand and Overeem is from where?
The Netherlands?
The Netherlands. Where the fuck do you sue somebody?
Switzerland. On a
People's
boat
Court.
in international
People's
waters.
Court.
People's Court.
Judge Judy. Judge Joe Brown up in this motherfucker.
On a boat in international waters right after a monkey knife fight with a hobo over a sandwich.
That works for me. And then if they can't pay you right there, can you just throw them in the water?
Yes.
It's on. Walk the plank.
Speaking of Brock Lesnar, he was suspended 1 year by the USADA.
And he doesn't care.
Now, he was suspended by Nevada State Athletic Commission. He is also being suspended by the USADA. Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah.
For Brock Lesnar.
And
However, there's rumors saying he'll come back after that year. He wants one more fight.
And the year will be up in June.
Yeah.
So he doesn't care.
It's kind of, I don't know.
It's kind of dumb is what it is.
Will he fight in the UFC? Dana White says probably not.
Dana White ain't in charge anymore.
Yeah. How come nobody talks to Ari about this shit now?
Ari's got other shit to do, man.
No, I know, but I have yet to see anybody say, well, we talked to Ari.
No, it's because Ari's got a team of people that are doing something.
Still. It just confuses me that people are still like, well, we reached out to, and it's like, that guy doesn't really have as much power as you think he does anymore. You just don't.
Invicta's having their fight January 14th, which we will get to next week and break down. However, the headliners, Megan Anderson fighting Charmaine Not So Sweet Tweet, is now going to be for the interim Invicta featherweight title. This has to do with, obviously, with Cyborg failing her test. It hasn't defended her belt in 2 years because she's been moonlighting in the UFC.
Right.
So I think this is very smart for Invicta. It's what needs to be done.
And hopefully that'll kind of encourage Cyborg to maybe make that move to the UFC 145 pound.
Yeah, and just kind of walk away from...
Yeah, that's what I would like to see happen.
So let's go over UFC. Well, we got Rizin, we got World Series of Fighting, and we have UFC 207. There's also news kind of muddling around everything that
Let's
happened.
jump into Rizin first.
Let's hop into Rizin.
Yeah.
First of all, if you didn't get to see the chance to see the weigh-ins, did we post this? Somebody posted this, right? You posted at least a picture?
Yeah. Send a picture, posted a picture, something.
Something. The weigh-ins were interesting. There was a cup of ramen. And by cup of ramen, I mean a dude standing in a ramen suit with no pants.
But
He had hot shorts on, I believe.
Are they hot shorts?
I don't know. They were pretty hot.
I feel like he just doesn't have pants on. But
You think that's just a shadow?
He's wearing wrestling boots.
I'm just saying, he
That
either
looks
has
like a shadow.
tiny balls, because if I'm in that,
it looks like a mankini.
It's in Japan, dude.
if I'm in that and I
you know who it
have
might
no
be?
underwear on, you would see my
The guy
balls
that used
in
to wear the red, tiny... What was his name? He was a wrestler. He always came in wearing the red tiny shorts.
Rey Mysterio?
No, he was an MMA fighter too. Albert would know exactly. Albert, you better be fucking listening. You know exactly who I'm talking about, Albert. You always Manawa.
Oh,
Or not
Manawa. Okay.
yeah. You know who I'm talking about. Anyway, he always used to wear a little
That guy looks too small to be Manoa.
red mankini.
Manoa doesn't fit in a cup of noodles.
But I think there's also some like weird kabuki mask going on the front of the cup of noodles.
Just the lid that you pull off.
No, like that's above it. I think that's so the cup of noodles can see. But he's also wearing black latex gloves that go up to his elbow.
No, he looks.
Those are motorcycle gloves, my friend.
He looks like he fell out of Repo the Musical and landed in a cup of noodles. Is what happened.
You're gay for knowing that reference.
So this is what was going on at the weigh-ins. I don't understand any
Rin
of it.
Nakai was in a fetish.
She was in a full fetish thong wrap up.
I don't know.
With a whip. Yeah, she was on in high heels.
That was a cat of nine tails, sir.
And were there 9?
Maybe.
And heels, yeah.
Did it have true little things on each tips of
little barbs?
Yeah.
No,
they might have been knots.
All right.
Yeah, so we definitely have to make sure we post that.
Let's get our
What
fetish
is this
shit
podcast
straight.
about all of this?
It was a good New Year.
This happened December 29th and 31st. This was their Grand Prix series of events.
Big tournament going down.
Mirko Cro Cop defeated King Mo in the openweight quarterfinals
To get the win.
to get the win. Yep,
Yeah.
TKO. Rin Nakai did win. Rear naked choke. I mean, she would have to wearing that, right?
I wanted to see her Rikishi, the other person wearing that, but whatever.
Then you got down to the final round. Mirko Cro Cop defeats Amir Alabakbari. Knockout, round 1, 2 minutes, 3 seconds in. And then, gets all kinds of cool shit.
Cool, but weird random shit.
He got, a prize to go on a boat, like a boat
He got a
ticket.
cruise. He
A
got a
cruise.
cruise,
He
yeah.
won a cruise.
He got a boat ticket.
He got
to
a-
go places.
He's got a giant trophy with a dragon
Yeah.
encircling a globe.
They got
He
I
got
don't
a
know.
fucking watch
a
with
really nice watch.
some weird talismans.
They went and cleaned out. They went and cleaned out a pawn shop.
He got a medal, a Rizin medal. He also got 35,000 yen,
which is
That looks like million.
million,
35
$350,000 is what it comes out to be.
that what it comes out to be?
Comes out to be. And I like that somebody posted this was like if he was on a dungeon raid in WoW and he opened up the chest and pulled all this shit out, put it in his bag and took off. After going through the tournament, he got the rare loot. You know what I mean?
And
Yeah.
he's got the typical Cro Cop face. Look at his face. Look
Yeah,
at
like
that.
a cool-
35 million yen. He's like, all right.
I win.
Holding that giant trophy. I have a
Awesome.
giant trophy.
And I got a belt. And he got the belt. Got the
I
championship
have
belt.
boat ticket to go anywhere.
It's magical boat.
Magic boat ticket.
It works on land. And then he retired.
Did he retire?
He retired. He
Nice.
said it had so many injuries leading up to this fight
Dodge is dying.
that he retired once before, but this time it's for real. He's retired. So collected all his loot, fucking quit the game, just fucking he's out.
He's got the safe pack
AFK
going.
for a while.
He should have Leroy Jenkins the last
Yeah, right?
He did.
Yeah,
It only took him
knocked the
2
dude out.
minutes. Leroy Jenkins.
Gabby Garcia had her fight. She was supposed to fight
52-year-old.
the 52-year-old woman. Instead, her wrestling partner friend, another pro wrestling veteran, Yukima Hata,
Who's 49.
49.
So,
who's 49.
3 years the junior of the
3
previous
years the
opponent.
junior, came in, lost in 49 seconds to Gabby. Gabby said she was a little scared, and the reason is because Hata went full pro wrestling and
Really?
started bouncing off the ropes like she was going to come out and clothesline.
She was just trying to add time to her life in there.
Well, she.
And as she came off one, Gabby's like, "No, I don't want to deal with this."
I thought it was hilarious because she bounced off one and it was like, is this really happening? And then she bounced off a second one. It was like, yes, it's really happening. And then she bounced off a third one, but Gabby wasn't letting her get to the fourth. Like, there's no fucking way. You're going down now.
Yeah, Gabby was like, I'm over this. Quit bouncing, please. Let's see if you can quick watch it here in real time.
In real time. Here we go. And she bounces off the one rope.
One rope.
Gabby's like,
Nope,
what the
nope,
fuck?
nope.
That's
Down
the
the
right.
second rope.
No,
And
I
then
still
it
don't
goes
want
over to the third rope.
No,
and
I
Gabby
still
starts
don't want.
following.
Oh, get over here!
Gabby throws a right or left hook right to the face. And
And then she's like, "Ah, shit. Okay, a kick? No. Ah, damn it. Bounce.
that's when Hoto realized this was a real fight.
knee,
a big knee.
punch. Okay, what do I do?
She tries
What
to
do I
hide
do?
behind the ref. Get over here!
What do I do?
Ref, I thought this was a fake fight.
I need to throw you in the middle. Where's the
Oh,
chair?
big knee to the chest. She bounces off the ropes again, right into Gabby's fist. Gabby throws a bunch of wild haymakers. Hota finally falls over. Gabby falls on top of her, throwing some just big rabbit punches into her face. And the ref is going to have to call it here, folks. Grandma got a beat down.
Gozira has won.
And then in true
She doesn't even look happy about it.
Yeah. At all.
Why did I do
How
that?
can she be happy
Money.
about it?
Money.
in true Perosi, true Japanese pro wrestling style, Jazzy, the alpha female Gabbert, who was 1-0 in MMA, big time German pro wrestler, came in to talk trash and challenge Gabby Garcia to a fight.
Is that why Gabby Garcia is still in Japan?
Yeah. So there is rumors that this is going to be happening in April at the next Rizin show. It was 100%. And like I saw people like I think somebody posted this. There's like people that are like, oh, it looks like pro wrestling because it is.
Because it is.
It is. Like they're like, why are they just doing pro? Because it is. Like Japan combines pro wrestling with fucking everything.
Because it's what sells.
Because it's what sells, and so that's what's gonna. That's what's gonna happen.
Gabby
They're gonna try to
Garcia
set that
and
up.
Cyborg are like living like queens over in Japan right now too.
Yeah. So we will see there. Do you want to go in UFC 207 or World Series of Fighting?
Let's do World Series of Fighting.
World Series of Fighting happened on New Year's Eve. Was like 6. It was early, right?
You got me.
It was pretty early.
About my bedtime.
No, it was like maybe 6 like New York time, but it was like 3 in the afternoon because I was still at work.
Wow.
And I got to watch live on NBC. You got to see David Branch defend his middleweight title, one of 2 of his titles, up against Lewis Taylor. Gets the win, submission rear naked choke. Marlon Morales gets the win, defending his belt over Josanado Silva, TKO knee injury. John Fitch wins the World Series of Fighting welterweight championship over
Jake
Shields. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was sponsored by Wrestling Mat. I have no idea. Like, it was...
Sponsored by Ambien.
And
Did Ben Askren ref it?
that would have been amazing. Would have been amazing.
And no, it should have been sponsored by that guy with the super pillows.
My pillow.
Yeah, My Pillow.
My pillow. Let's see. And then Joao Jefferino pulled out of the main event. So he was replaced by Luis Firmino to fight Justin Gaethje for his lightweight belt. Justin Gaethje comes out with the win again.
Well, how long was his notice to replace?
I didn't see exactly when it was.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't quite see when it was when he pulled out of the fight. But there you go. So you have 4 belts being defended on the World Series of Fight card on New Year's Eve.
Cool. And then UFC 207 went down on Friday, December 30th.
Right before that, we had talked about this, that Cain Velasquez was talking about doing some vaping, doing some CBD, right?
And going in for surgery.
Going in for surgery
scheduled.
after the fight. Nevada State Athletic Commission pulled him before his fight, said you're not allowed to fight.
Yep.
You're medically unfit to fight.
But they never cited the vaping.
No, they just said based on medical records, it's
Right.
under our best judgment that he does not fight.
Which Kane wasn't... He said, as far as he knew, he wasn't pulled from the card initially, and then he was pulled from the card.
I
And
can't
Dana
believe
White
that
said he
C-level Kane was pulled from a card.
And then,
Right?
and then Dana White said he absolutely shouldn't have been fighting anyway if he was in that much pain. And
He said he couldn't stand for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, God, really?
Right.
Well, hopefully... Well, the surgery went well.
Well, rounds are only 5 minutes, Joey.
So he was fine. It's not pride. So apparently his coach said his surgery went fine. He's out in recovery now.
Mm-hmm.
So we should hopefully see a C-level Kane here soon. Later.
Soon. Hopefully.
Who knows? I mean, Kane fights once every 2 years. So we'll see.
Yeah, and then a 42-year-old Russian man just fought 3 nights in a row, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
But he was on HGH.
It wasn't
A little bit.
Just a little
Quarter
bit.
cup.
A little bit.
Quarter cup.
You fill up the laundry detergent, he just filled it up like
Yeah.
the first line, not the third
The
line.
first line on the NyQuil cup? No worries.
Light wash.
Jumping into UFC 207 on your preliminary fight pass card, you got Alex Oliveira going up against Tim Means.
This was the one that was the no contest illegal knees. Tim Means is under the understanding that if a guy was kneeling on one knee, he's technically standing, and he kneed him. Mm-hmm. And the ref was like, "No, you can't do that. Even if your hands are up and you're on one knee, you're still down the opponent."
So John calls a fight, but then Joe Rogan comes in and says, "From what we could see, these were not illegal knees."
Yeah.
And John McCarthy's in the background doing this.
They were to his chest, not to his head. I don't know.
Just complicated.
It's complicated. We'll see what ends up happening with that. It is considered a no contest because, he was considered a downed opponent, but he was unable to continue, so that's why it's a no contest, not a DQ, because he didn't call him originally for the DQ. So,
And then we got your prelim card on Fox Sports 1 with Nico Price taking on Brandon Thatch. Nico Price gets a submission with an arm triangle choke in the very first round. Also, Alex Garcia gets a win over Mike Pyle with a KO at 334 of the very first round. Antonio Carlos Jr. goes up against Marvin Vettori, gets a unanimous decision in favor of Antonio, and then Neil Magny also walks away with the unanimous decision over 85% Johnny Hendricks. 80%, who knows?
I had Hendricks,
Johnny Hendricks comes in.
Hendricks winning that one.
Johnny Hendricks comes in overweight. And then has to sit through basically ridicule from the media. The media was like, dude, you're overweight again. Do you realize you're overweight? Johnny Hendricks
Stop calling me fat, I know.
Flipped his lid, who's obviously...
His new nickname's Pig Rig.
He's dehydrated. He just got done trying to cut weight. He has a failed weight cut. He's very upset. He's very emotional. He's telling, like, I challenge you guys to do a weight cut off with me. I think I would win because obviously you can't do it.
You can't do it.
I'm just saying.
I just like the term weight cut off.
But I mean, we've already talked about this. Like, how shitty is it to try to talk to a fighter? Like, we talked to fighters before that are going through weight cut day before they're fighting. They're like,
Hating life.
I'm fucking doing this media because I have to.
Miserable.
Like, just they hate it. Unless they're already on weight or they've had it. Like, if they're having a cut.
Yeah, but he obviously wasn't trying that hard, so...
You can't own a steakhouse and just say, oh, yeah, I can eat all the steak I want. No,
Well, that's
can't.
the thing, too. He was just like Pettis, where people showed pictures of the guy.
Yeah.
And who else was it? Was it Lineker who missed weight?
Yeah.
And again, they showed him 2 days prior. He's at a burger joint, like,
Yeah.
huge plate of food.
Oh, God, that's right. He was like 13 pounds overweight.
So Johnny Hendricks said that it's possible that he will not fight again if he lost Neil Magny prior to the fight. If he can't make weight and loses, he will possibly not fight again. So not only did he not make weight, but he lost. Do you think he's gone? Do you think he holds his word? Or do you think he just goes, man, I just got to really rethink this weight
I
cut?
think if he has one more fight on his contract, he has to fight one more time.
You don't think they'll just let it go?
No, he's going to Bellator.
Let that money go?
Yeah. Is really Johnny Hendricks a draw as much as he was?
No, not anymore.
It doesn't matter. He's still going to... Well, I guess he gets paid whether he fights or not, right?
Right. Because, I mean, Dana White's talked about that before. He's paid guys like, all right, you're done. Like, here's your money.
It's actually more
I
harmful
don't
to
know.
put you on a card.
You
at
won't
this
get
point.
win bonus, but I'll give you your show money. Here's your show money. Get
You
the
think
fuck out of
Magny
here.
beat him? You think Magny beat him?
I do.
Okay, so when they were on the ground, but Magny put him in the hold.
Yeah.
that's the exchange of point.
I think he was the one that was actually trying for submissions. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't feel like Johnny Hendricks was going for anything other
Yeah,
than
but
wrestling.
Johnny's the one that got him there.
Cool, and then he got reversed and got put in a hold.
I know.
Johnny did what? Johnny like fell on the ground, and then you're gonna give it to the other guy?
Well, if I lean
know what
on
I mean?
you
Like-
and fall down, I'm getting the takedown.
So the argument, for me, the argument has been if you get a takedown but don't do anything with it, you don't
get a
that
takedown.
Okay.
It's not worth anything. Ray Borg also came in overweight, but defeated Louis Smolka in a unanimous decision.
I had Smolka in this, but I didn't anticipate the weight cut situation. So whatever.
There you go.
So unanimous decision in favor of Ray Borg.
Who did have to give up 20% of his purse, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Dong Hun Kim gets a split decision over Tariq Safadine.
Yep.
What you guys
And
think
I'm
about
good with
that?
the split.
I'm good with the split.
Again, I took Tariq.
I took Kim,
Yeah.
but I thought it was a good fight. I was
Yeah,
okay.
it was good.
Right when I saw it, I was like, this is definitely going to be a split, like when they were calling it. So
Yeah. This is the point when you tell the house, people start complaining in the house, you're just like, you can't let this type of fight go to decision and
Yeah.
then be upset about it.
Yep.
TJ Dillashaw also took on John Lineker and gets a unanimous
Dominated.
decision win. Yeah.
Damn.
Dominated John Lineker.
And Cody Garbrandt has actually said he's open to taking on TJ Dillashaw.
Oh, he won some bad.
Yeah,
But that's it though, because he keeps changing his mind as to who he wants to fight.
But I thought he just called out Aldo and McGregor.
He did, but
And he also said he wants to fight Dominic Cruz again.
But he says he's willing, and if they're going to give the shot to TJ because TJ won, he's like, that's the fight I want most.
Okay.
But of course I'm going to call out all these other people because I just won the belt, and I want to call out whoever's
Because
champion.
initially after Cody Garbrandt's fight, winning the fight from Dominic Cruz, he said, let's run that shit back. That was
Yeah.
a great fight. Let's do
Right.
it all again.
Yeah.
Tell me you seen the part where they told TJ, they're like, TJ, Cody called you a motherfucker. What do you think? And he's all, thank you. Tell him thank you a lot. I'm glad that at least he brought my name up and that he wants to, he wants to do this fight. Tell him thanks.
I like that.
Yeah.
So Cody Garbrandt does defeat Dominic Cruz in a unanimous decision.
Made him look stupid.
Dominant
Yeah,
fight.
just
I was
chopped him down.
extremely surprised. I mean, before we go into this fight, we didn't get the chance to do our podcast. And my whole thing going into this, I was telling people I'm watching the fight, and I'm saying, I think Dominic Cruz was in Cody's head. But if Cody can remain calm, he has his chance.
Yeah.
But if he starts swinging wildly, he's going to lose. I mean, just Cruz's his movement is so dynamic, but Cody remained calm the entire fight.
Chopped him down.
Knocked him
Hit with
down
more leg kicks than
3 or 4 times.
Cruz has been hit with in I think his last like 4
and
or
I
5
think
fights.
he could have finished it a couple times.
Right.
I really do, but I think he wanted to make a statement that I have you figured out. I'm going to remain calm.
He never followed. He
I'm
never
gonna
followed
fall
him to the ground. And how he kept telling him, "Let's get back to the center."
Yeah, come on.
Come on. Let's get back to the center.
Yeah.
This is the
Show me
only
your movement
fight.
again. I got
this.
this.
Is the only fight that I was upset that I mean I know it was bad that we missed the show last week, but this fight I felt that we could have broke down, and this is a fight that we would have called pretty much how it went.
Yeah.
You know, this guy trains up north. He trains with a lot of people that we know. He brought that style, which.
But
what kills me is that Alpha Male fought that way. The way that Cody came in and fought, Alpha Male was known to fight that way. What's happened to Araya and TJ since then, I don't know. But Garbrandt brought in, that's the old Alpha Male that I know.
But he also has the boxing that a lot of those guys in Alpha Male didn't have before.
Yeah, he was able. First of all, he's got heavy hands. Second of all, he was able to figure out. He's seen enough tape on Dominic Cruz, who's pretty much walked through all of Alpha Male. I mean, when he was joking, saying, "Who have you beat? All of your teammates."
Yeah,
so fuck off.
Well, he said he goes Alpha Male. Help me buy a house.
Yeah, like he's gone through all. So, but Cody Garbrandt, being in the gym at a young guy, watching his teammates lose, he's just constantly like, "Oh, okay, that's what I got to do. Oh, okay, that's what I got to do. Oh, okay." I mean, he's basically built to beat this guy. So good for them. Good for Cody Garbrandt. I'm interested to see the next fight. I think TJ would make an interesting fight for him, especially because of the bad blood, especially because they came from a former camp. Now TJ's training on his own, training with Dwayne. A little bit different style now, a little bit,
You think that fight goes more to the ground?
If TJ wants to win, then yes.
Quick on his takedowns. He is fast.
Cody's takedowns were pretty badass once he figured out the timing to push in on
But
that
I'm
hip.
telling you that I think TJ's takedowns are 100% faster. I mean, they just happen like that. The way he switched levels. Now, maybe, at least in the fight that I was watching previously, Lineker is so bad at defending the takedown and so slow that TJ looked that fast. But a lot of the fights I've seen, TJ is fast on the takedown.
Did you expect Lineker to be a little bit stronger?
I did.
Against
I did.
Dillashaw? Yeah, that was something that surprised me.
I think that's the fight I think I would want to see most.
It's going to be interesting because the thing, like I said about Cody coming in with the boxing background that he had, which a lot of Alpha Male didn't. That's why they brought Bang in, was to teach them hands, which significantly changed all of Alpha Male's approach to a lot of fights. But Cody already had that. He didn't have to learn any of that boxing from Bang. What Cody has learned at Team Alpha Male is the wrestling, is the footwork, is the takedowns, is all of that stuff, and has made him like a more complete fighter at this point. So yeah, if TJ fights him, TJ better take that fight to the ground. Because there's no way that his boxing is going to be on par with Cody's.
Is Garbrandt, is he out of, has he worked any time with Perez or any of these guys? I mean, what boxing gym do you know?
I'm not sure. No.
Where he's come out of?
Not sure. Moving on to your main event, Amanda Nunes up against Ronda Rousey.
This wasn't even an event.
I don't even know what happened here. Ronda Rousey came out, did not move her head at all, and just 8 punches for 48 seconds.
After the first punch, it was done.
What happened was that she didn't train any boxing at all.
That's right.
So
she said
everything that I've been able to find over the past week, and of course you're seeing the same stories repeated. You're seeing a lot of the reporters repeat the same story a different way. Everything I've been able to find, obviously, a lot of people blame Edmond. 100%, a lot of people blame Edmond.
I blame. This is one time I'll blame a whole camp.
Yeah,
I blame everybody around her.
I did see there was an Olympic boxer who came to train with Ronda. I want to see if somebody, maybe us, reach out to her and follow up and be like, what was that camp like? Was it a Lesnar camp where you're just paid to stand there and kind of be a body? Or did you actually be able to spend time with her? Was it an actual full camp, or did you go in for 2 days of sparring and some pictures?
Well, they're saying that there wasn't any actual full-out sparring.
That's exactly
what sounds like a Lesnar camp.
It sounds like a Lesnar camp. Yeah. So everybody is blaming Edmond, saying that, and we talked about this, that with Ronda Rousey, I said she would come back, and I said that if she would come back and train boxing, legitly, not with Edmond, with somebody else, she has a chance. Her game plan has not changed since her loss from home. She did not learn any boxing. She didn't learn any head movement. Freddie Roach said it looked like she's never learned to box ever.
How come she didn't even break? She never even broke down for like a low takedown.
She went for two clinches.
And the big thing is
but
this is what Misha Tate said. Misha Tate said her ground game has not changed since her first fight. She's not learned any different levels. No. She has 4 or 5 judo throws that can hit from anywhere. But she doesn't go low. She doesn't go mid. She goes for the high judo takedown in multiple ways.
Somebody was saying, they're doing all these MMA shows, and somebody was talking about how, Ronda Rousey's still going to go down as the best. No, she's not. She's going to go down as the first. And I think what we saw here...
Her legacy is definitely cemented. I mean,
for sure. Absolutely.
You can't say she didn't take on the best opponent other than Cyborg. She took on the
100%.
best of the best at the time.
And that's not what I'm
What up,
saying. But what
Byron?
I am saying is that she can't go down as the best of all time because we saw why.
Yeah.
She didn't learn anything
evolve.
from her last night.
She
13
didn't
months
evolve
and
at
she
all.
didn't do anything.
Now, again, her mother says, if she would have went with another coach, she would have won. I hope she retires. There's a bunch of former training partners. Because she was doing no media, a lot of media was reaching out to former training partners, former roommates, former anything that they could find to talk to. Her former strength and conditioning coach walked off the set of The Ultimate Fighter and said, I just couldn't take being around Edmund anymore and how he treats Ronda and how her training is. I just had to leave. It was toxic. And that he treats it's like a bad relationship. It's like an abusive relationship.
Which we've heard a lot.
We've heard a lot. And I think unless she changes her game plan or changes camps, I mean, multiple people. Boss Root has come out and said, go train with Dwayne Ludwig. Go train with Cyborg.
Cyborg's camp coach invited her to come train.
Go train with somebody else so that you can move on. Because Amanda Nunes ran up to Edmund and said, you ruined her career. This is your fault.
Oh yeah. Well, what
And
about
they told
when
him to shh because he was just yelling, no, no. Like
then
listen
she
to the
gave him a
audio.
hug.
It was
But
hilarious.
then she gave him a hug.
Yeah, like you suck. You just ruined her career. You ruined her career.
So when she was here with the Diaz brothers, which,
Richard Perez said she fell in love with boxing training with me.
right? So I don't see why she don't come back here.
I mentioned
Because
the same thing.
I think it's because, and like I don't want to speculate too much here, but it's like we were just talking about the toxic relationship.
And she's stuck in a toxic relationship.
she's
She believes in Edmund for some reason. And one of the reasons her mom pointed out, and a lot of like psychologists now are jumping on this, are saying when she came down, she was down in LA, she found Glendale was a boxing gym. She knew she had to learn boxing. So she went in there and was like, hey, I'm an Olympic judo medalist. I need to learn boxing. I'm doing MMA. And he was like, I don't know. Go away. Kept pushing her off. So what did she do? Oh, I got to prove to this guy that I can do this. I'm going to come and train anyway. So what she just train in the background? What was that movie? Southpaw or something like that, where the little kids
Southpaw.
coming in to train anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like all these, like she was just come. I got to prove that I can
You
be
ever seen
here.
Southpaw?
I can prove to be here.
I don't
Jake
watch those
Gyllenhaal?
movies.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna be here no matter. You're gonna
He's
tell
a
me I
heartthrob,
can't,
man.
You're gonna tell me I can't train. I'm gonna train here anyway. And then he starts slowly. He started training her, but it's become
And psychologically, we see a lot of the things that they're
she's
talking about.
stuck. You know what I mean? And she thinks I got to prove myself to him.
And he's got the golden goose theory going on with her. And
Yeah,
it's like
it's money.
with Travis Brown, who has lost.
I looked
like,
it
his
up.
Last 4 fights.
Somebody was doing a big analysis, and I think I texted to you guys about it. Fighters that have switched camps and gone to Glendale and gone to Edmund's camp have gone a total of 6-21.
He's a Black Widow.
6-21. Your records went. You know what I mean? Your winning record is 6-21 out of like 5 or 6 fighters. That's horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, and a lot
Including
of them
a
have moved
former
on.
champion,
A lot of them have moved on.
Yeah. Well,
Maybe he's a hypnotist.
Maybe. I don't know. It's pretty crazy.
he's Rumpelstiltskin.
I think good for Amanda Nunes, and Amanda Nunes says, I am glad she trained the way she did, and I knew she was going to think she could box with me. He ruined her
Well,
career
that's
by not training her to actually fight me.
And that came out yesterday. That's why Cyborg's campsite. That's why we were so hot for a matchup.
Yeah.
We knew the same thing that Nunes knew.
Yep.
And we knew that it would be over that quick, if not quicker,
Yep.
with Cyborg.
Yep.
Because she hasn't changed a thing.
Nope.
She thinks she's a boxer.
Yep. Michael Venom Page has come out just relentlessly trolling Ronda Rousey.
Doing the Rousey.
Doing a Rousey dance.
And before we talk about him doing his dance,
And then getting on there and putting like pictures like this is what happens when you train, you get coached by your friends.
he was just exposed for being the biggest fucking fake there was, too. He just took 5 rounds by a nobody.
Yeah.
MVP?
But he won.
Yeah.
He won.
No, he did not win. Go back and watch that fucking fight.
I agreed with you when that happened, but
that dude kicked his ass.
technically Michael Venom Page won the fight.
Right.
In the record book, it
Right.
says he won. We both talked about how bullshit.
Right.
Yeah.
Can we see the Rousey? you closed the window, didn't you?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, you just got to stumble and fall.
Yeah,
it's the
all it
Humpty.
did was
It's the Humpty?
It's
dude.
pretty much what it is.
Pushed
Yeah.
him to the side like his legs was broke.
Yeah,
shaking and twitching, kind of like you were smoking.
Yeah, but you got to throw fists every once in a while.
Yeah.
Look
Yeah.
like Humpty Dumpty.
Yeah.
People say you look like MC Hammer on crack, Humpty.
See?
So
That's all right, because my body's in motion.
who's next for Amanda Nunes?
Who is next for Amanda Nunes?
The blonde girl that took her 3 rounds. The girl that
I don't know who's in that weight class. Is Jessica I in that weight class?
the girl she just fought before.
It's not Misha Tate.
No, Shevchenko.
Oh, you think Shevchenko's gonna be next?
Yeah.
All right.
Is Kat Zingano coming back anytime soon?
Yeah, bring back Zagano. Let's
she-
bring back Alexis Davis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's you can put
Because
anybody.
Zingano's still
No,
talking
I
shit
want to
on
bring
him.
back the
rumors.
people that already beat her.
There's rumors that
Because this is what I heard.
They're already gonna try
This is
to
what I
do-
heard Monday. Somebody told me, I don't think she will ever be beat. And I was like, let me Google it for you real quick. It's already happened.
It's already happened.
What? I thought she's undefeated. I was like, no. That's what that other number at the end is.
Alexis Davis, did she win her fight when she came back after the baby, or did she lose that one?
she lose.
Okay.
She did lose that
She
fight.
did lose that fight. Still, bring her back anyway.
This same people telling me McGregor's undefeated.
No, he's not.
There's rumors that she's going to fight the winner of the new 145-pound title already.
And for it to be the 2-belt holder.
Yeah.
No.
Rumors. Just saying. Also really weird, obviously
And
Mike
then
Goldberg.
Jezerjack is going to come and fight for both the belts, and she's going to hold all three.
That would be amazing.
Mike Goldberg did his last event.
Nobody talked about it.
Nobody talked about it. Other than Mike Goldberg was able to say, I want to thank a bunch of these people on the broadcast, blah, 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 blah. You guys are like family to me. And that was it.
That was it?
That was it. That was
So-
at the
so-
end, after the whole event was over.
So do you think there was bad blood and all that? And that's why he just like slipped away in the night?
That's all there is speculation, though.
It's nobody knows. I mean, the guy did 19 years for the UFC.
Right. And no send-off whatsoever.
Because when
No-
Joe leaves,
no
it's going to be
tribute
huge.
roll. Is it?
You don't think so? You think like Joe just be
I like
gone?
to think that, yes, it'll be huge, but at the same time, he's kind of like weaning himself off slowly.
And then this kid that they brought in is nobody we thought was. It's an old WWE.
And ESPN commentator.
Yeah.
But they're saying
Is
they're
he-
saying he's not the replacement for Goldberg. He's just the replacement for this event.
And he could be replacing Anik, who could be going up to Goldberg's spot. It's a lot of speculation.
A lot of speculation.
Nothing concrete.
Nothing
We still
concrete
got
at all.
Jim Rome
Yeah.
in the wings.
I think that was just thrown
Jim
in
Rome
there.
in the wings.
Shaq and Madden.
Shaq and Madden.
Hey, by the way, everybody loves Shaq and Madden.
Yeah.
Yes.
They were like, if you guys work anything else into it, not just Shaq and Madden, they're like, the way you guys did that was hilarious.
We'll have to bring back Shaq for another commentating job. Big thanks for listening. Check us out every week. We try to do this every week. We do miss one every once in a while, like last week. Sorry about that. But every week you can check us out
At
online.
least 50 weeks a year.
At least 50 weeks a year. You can find us on Facebook and, of course, SplitDecisionMMA.com and SD_MMA on Instagram and Twitter. Check out our sponsors one more time, StrongBoardBalance.com. Change the way you work out. Get on board, StrongBoardBalance.com. And, of course, MyMMAnews.com. That's pretty much it from the Ruloff Family Inc. Studios. It is Bueller and Dodge saying have a good night. We'll see you at the fights.
Come to Modesto tomorrow. Come watch Cagebound, Unsettled Business. Modesto Century Plaza starts tomorrow at 4.
In Diaz, we trust.
Get your tickets online.
Get your tickets online at Weebly if the site works.
If the site works. We'll see.